I'm really getting tired of smaller movies being subjugated to limited release, especially when most of them are far better than the majority of the garbage that casual moviegoers are spending their money on. Okay, mini ran over. Don't Think Twice is a funny little comedy written, directed, and starring Mike Birbiglia, who's most known for his role in Orange is the New Black, while also starring Gillian Jacobs of Community and Keegan-Michael. This movie follows a struggling improv group in New York City and provides insights into the lives of aspiring actors and artists. They show us how they think, how they feel, and what they are willing to do to get their big break. But when only one member of the troupe actually gets their big break on what is essentially a parody of Saturday Night Live, the other members slowly begin to realize that maybe they weren't destined for fame, or maybe they should start approaching their art with a different idea of success in mind. I'm gonna flat out say that as an actor and an artist myself, it was extremely difficult to watch this movie without bias and without becoming more emotionally invested than other people who are not directly involved in this industry. This movie is a damn near perfect representation of what many actors go through, and this is obviously because Birbiglia wrote a movie about what he has personal experience with. You can just feel that this was a deeply personal story that he cared about bringing to life. All of the performances in this film were fantastic, really solid ensemble work from everybody involved, with some standout performances from Keegan-Michael and Gillian Jacobs. You can just tell that this entire cast is very comfortable on stage as they perfectly capture improv shows and all the little quirks and nuances that actors do before, during, and after a show. What I love most about this film is the attention to detail and reference to the lives of struggling actors, but also how they made this film accessible to more than just performers. This film is about accepting another person's success while being able to appreciate your own life, especially when that person is in a position that you also want to be in. It's about finding your own personal definition of success and cherishing those friends and family that support you in your dream. This film did a great job of representing the balance that friends who are also co-workers try to find. The struggles of trying to protect their friendships while also trying to further their careers is where the main conflict comes from, and that's what makes this movie interesting. Although every member of the troupe wants their friends to succeed, they know that deep down they can't rely on one another to get to that next level. Each member of the troupe has their own agenda and means of making it big, which inevitably starts to hinder their relationships as well as their work ethic at their improv shows. Now, these aren't the most fleshed out characters I've ever seen, but they are established enough to familiarize yourself with every character's personalities and wants. You pair this with great, natural on-screen chemistry, and you've got yourself a movie that is interesting enough with the dialogue alone. This is an example of how well this movie was directed in reference to its actors. I can only imagine that Birbiglia is an actor's director and encouraged his cast to experiment and be in the moment, just as improv and this movie preaches. This film is fundamentally sound in every aspect that makes it very well made and meaningful to all those involved. Obviously, this isn't a perfect film. No film is. The issues that I had with this movie are just nitpicky and don't actually reflect the aims of the movie as a whole. With that said, there are some characters in this movie that could have been expanded upon to make their arcs more relevant. This movie does focus a lot more on Keegan-Michael, Gillian Jacobs, and Mike Birbiglia far more than the other characters. Although there is some effort to characterize the other half of the group, I didn't care about them nearly as much as the leads. I felt as though providing some more details and screen time so the audience would be able to choose who they identify with or who they care about more depending on their talent would have been an interesting underlying message for this movie to have. Just because the movie pegs Keegan-Michael as the star doesn't necessarily mean that the audience should also accept his talent above all of those that are also working towards the same goal. There were also some slight pacing issues in the center of this movie that slow some things down, and the fact that this movie actually occurs over several months made the flow of events feel a bit rushed at times. But for someone's first time writing, starring, and individually directing their first feature film, this was a damn good effort. I thoroughly enjoyed every second of this movie. It deeply resonated with me on a personal level. It made me laugh, smile, furious, scared, and almost cry. It's packed with nuance, honesty, solid acting, great writing, and great directing. I loved this movie. And for all these reasons, I'm gonna give Don't Think Twice a 9 out of 10. So Don't Think Twice. Have you seen it? Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. And while you're at it, let me know what your favorite movie about show business is. Okay, I know it's been a while since I posted my last video, but my life has gotten really busy these past few weeks. But I promise I'm going to try my best to get back on it. I'm actually in college right now, and my writing classes really started to ramp up lately. But that also gave me the idea to potentially share some of my screenplay and stage play ideas that I'm actually working on. So if you think that's something you'd be interested in, don't forget to like this video and then drop a comment telling me your idea for a movie or a play. And on top of that, in the past month, there's been 2 hurricanes that have come through my state. And ironically, the first one, which was the weaker one, did the most damage. It knocked out my power for about 4 days and then knocked down my internet for about a week and a half. so I couldn't make videos and I sure as heck couldn't post them. But thank you so much for those of you who have stuck around, and hello to anybody that's new. And as always guys, thanks so much for watching this video, it truly does mean a lot. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like, and if you want to stick around and watch some more movie reviews, hey, hit subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one.